Na-approve na yung visa ko. Hi guys! Hello! Hi everyone! How are you doing today? Welcome to my channel, and in this video I'm gonna share to you our the greatest news that we have heard in our entire life. Yes, guys, finally, and thank God, we've got our decision. We received the letter from the court. Just this is really hot and fresh mail from the court, and we've got our decision, and we won with regards to our battle with my visa or my right to stay here as a spouse for my British husband here in the UK. And this is gonna be this video is gonna be about the process, the cost, and everything that we have gone through to get finally to this victorious decision. And before I continue, guys, let me welcome you to my channel. If you have not watched this before, my name is Quintas. I'm here in the UK. I'm married to a British national for 10 years now, and I hope that you're gonna stick around, stay tuned, and to all my Quintas family there, Quintas squad, Quintas pips, thank you so much, guys, for your love, prayers, and support. And if you have time, please give me a like and drop me a comment down below, and subscribe to my channel in the end. Okay, all right, so yes, guys, it feels like we have just won the lotto. The opening clip where you saw that I was shaking, that I was trembling, that I woke my family in the Philippines in the middle of the night. It's because I cannot contain the joy that I am feeling the moment that my solicitor called me and said that we have won the appeal for my visa application in the UK. So to give you a short background, guys, I came here in the UK in 2008 as a visiting pastor. I came and I was invited by a church in Cheshire, and my husband was a member of that church, and we came to know each other. We fell in love, we got engaged, and finally we got married in 2009. And so that was a beautiful relationship that I've had. I was in my 40s, and you were 42 that time, no, honey?
I'm not sure.
Yeah, I was 40 when we got married, so you are 2 years older than me. By the way, please say hello to my subscribers.
Hello, subscribers.
my husband saying hello, guys. So we went to the Philippines, and then it was just for him to meet my family, and to visit the Philippines. Because he's never been away for so long before getting married to me. So yeah, he fell in love with my country, he fell in love with my family, he fell in love with my church, and so the initial plan to stay for a bit became staying for good. So actually we stayed there for about less than 7 years, guys. 7 years, from 2009, and then he returned first here in 2016, and I came and followed him in 2017 March. So that was March 9 when I arrived here in 2017. So I just turned 2 years here in the UK. Yes, and I came here as a visitor because when we were in the Philippines, my spouse visa that was granted in 2009 expired in 2011. And since we have, we have thought of not returning to the UK anymore, because we wanted to just stay in the Philippines for good, we never bothered of renewing my spouse visa. However, when our circumstances changed, we realized that we have to return to the UK, and part of it is because we have to support my husband's family, which is my parents-in-law and his other sibling, his only sister, which is a recovering cancer patient. And they used to visit us in the Philippines, by the way, but when my parents-in-law are very old, and she has had operations on her back and spine and hips, they cannot travel that, how far the Philippines from the UK. It could be, depending on how much is your ticket, it could we are talking about 24 hours travel. And there was one point where I traveled and I was on the airport for 12 hours so that I could purchase a very less expensive ticket. So my parents-in-law were unable to visit us anymore, and we wanted to support them. And when we were in the Philippines, our finances got really bad. First is because when we tried to build our own business, a restaurant, it flourished for a while, but typhoon washed out our business. My house was flooded for 4 months, and we were not able to recover the cost of putting up the restaurant, and the people got really, really devastated. So eating in restaurants is not an option at that time. And we came to a point that my husband, to help me out, has to collect water bottles in Manila, streets of Manila, tin cans, so we could sell it in junk shops. He is selling peanuts, he's making sandwiches, because at the time, guys, we were unable to process our marriage to be registered in the Philippines, because we were not we were not doing it that time, because we did not think that we will be staying there for a long time. And since we were married in the UK, so to cut the story short, guys, my husband became an undocumented alien in the Philippines. And in 2016, we got a change of the president, and the president has an order for all undocumented aliens to register. Otherwise, if they're reported undocumented, they will be detained. And that as a British national, he got so scared, because here in the UK they do the same, and the law is very firm. Immigration law are very, very firm when it comes to undocumented people. So we came to the immigration. We paid the fees. It is supposed to be more than 250,000 pesos, but when we declared our circumstances, it has gone down to 75,000 pesos. So that time it's about 3,000 pounds, guys. It's a huge amount of money. With the help of some friends and in the church and our family here in the UK, we were able to settle it, and my husband was able to come here. So he came here first, and I need to come and follow him. However, I discovered apparently the rules of the visa with regards to sponsoring your spouse has changed in 2012, and my husband can no longer just sponsor me because I am married to him. It involves now to qualify for a certain salary bracket, and it was 18,600 pounds. So my husband has to have that earning, to show that earning to be able to sponsor me. By the grace of God, guys, I was able to come over here, and our plan is for him to save, and my parents-in-law to help him. And so, to cut the story short, I was here, but I didn't realize that although my husband was communicating to me on a daily basis via messenger, he didn't tell me that his depression has gone really, really, really worse. And in the Philippines, he's already had a couple of meltdown, breakdown. I tried to have him checked, but the cost of psychiatric and mental health medication in the Philippines is very expensive. So that's part of the reason why I'm glad that he's able to come back, because with the NHS, we'll be able to have him properly checked here in the UK. However, I didn't realize that my husband's depression has gone really, really bad, to the point that he has thought of committing suicide, because he thought that we're not going to be able to see each other again. You see, guys, my husband and I, we don't have kids. He has got a very small family, and when he was little, he has been bullied, and he has not had many friends. My husband tried to have friends, and his friends has hurt him, bullied him. He has been hurt so many times. And when my husband met me, he was really skeptical if I am, he finds me too good to be true. And he prayed about it, and he told me so many times that he never realized that he'll be ever married at all, because the only woman that he trusted before me, brought him so many heartaches, made him bankrupt. So my husband has had me as his spouse and best friend for the last 10 years, guys. And I didn't realize that, our marriage, our being together has made him that strong, and our separation for so many months gave him so much anxiety and distress, and he is unable to sleep, and this was really bad on him. Although in the Philippines, where we had troubles, we had difficulties, he's able to cope up because we are together. But when he returned in the UK, he doesn't know how to cope up, because he don't know if he'll be able to see me again. And he told me that he has been tempted to jump at the bridge on his way to work. It is a motorway bridge, and I was so shocked, and I told my husband, "You're not gonna do that. You're being so unfair to me. You're not gonna do that. I'm here, and we're gonna do whatever it takes for me to be here with you." And so, to cut the story short, I found a solicitor that told us that we're gonna need to apply my visa under human grounds qualification. He cannot meet the financial requirements for the salary, but because he has some mental health issues, traumatic depressions, because he has been assaulted many times in the Philippines, and he has Asperger, which we did have him diagnosed. So he needed someone that he can trust to be with him, for him to be able to have a normal life. And that is me, his wife, because his parents are really old. And so this is our presentation. So I started gathering all the documents. I had to do an English test, which I passed. These are the easy bits. We had to pay the application fees. We had to pay the health insurance. We had to pay medical records. And because the NHS takes time for him to be diagnosed on his mental condition. My husband, just to a disclaimer, is not insane. Mental health issues, guys, is not just being crazy or whatnot. Mental health issue involves a lot of aspects. It involves anxiety, depression, traumatic disorders, Asperger. It has so many levels. We call it mental health issues here in the UK. So It will take time for him to be diagnosed in the NHS, which is the government's agency for medical issues here in the UK. So we had to pay a private psychiatrist for him to be diagnosed, and that costs, we're talking £45 per minute. £45 per minute, and one session could take up to 2 hours. Imagine 120 minutes by £45, guys. This is on top of meeting the person outside our area, which is in London, because they are there in London. So we have to pay for hotels, we have to pay for transport, and if we have to go to if the person has to meet us in the hotel, we have to pay for the person's transportation as well. So to cut the story short, guys, after the end of this process, we spent almost roundabout less than £9,000, inclusive of court fees, lawyers, and documentations, everything. But paying biometrics, paying all sorts of things. So we have been praying day in, day out. I would ask my family, my friends in the church to pray for us. And we could not just fabricate stories. The immigration will find out, they will investigate, they will check. So we have to show them that our relationship is true, is legitimate. I don't have anything against any immigration policies of any countries in the world, because these are needed to be put in place for a specific reason. It doesn't matter if we are married 10 years. We have to comply, guys. And sometimes it makes you feel really, really upset and frustrating that I cannot be, I am trying to look after my husband who cannot sleep, who has to put on machines for him to be able to sleep, who has to have certain injections every day. And I am being tried for me to go home because my husband is not qualified to sponsor me as his wife. It's a heavy situation that we are in. But we have been praying about this, and we have met a really good solicitor who is not money oriented. He's a Christian. I prayed about this, and God will direct us to the right people, to the right places, and will open doors of miracles for us, so that everything that we need to have will be there at a specific time, because the government has deadlines. And there was a time when my husband needs to be diagnosed for his Asperger, that the agency said that we will only have a schedule by the end of March. Our hearing is January 25th, and I told them that I cannot accept that this is gonna be, my husband is not gonna be seen. But they said to us many times. So I said, Lord, please make a way, please God. And I called them again, and I said, can you please do me a favor? If anyone canceled, can you please put us in? And I was doing this in November. And I said, anyone canceled, please put us in. And you know what, guys? I had received the most beautiful call one day in before Christmas, and I knew this very well because it was like a birthday gift for me, and say, yeah, somebody canceled, and we were scheduled in January 3. My hearing's January 25th. So things like this happen, guys. And yes, we appeared in court here in an English court, we were presented, there was an English immigration lawyer that has to weigh whether our evidences, whether our appeal is really valid, whether we are telling the truth, whether we have enough reason to convince her. And then on the immigration side, for the Home Office, there is this very, very well experienced barrister that is like filtering all the information, and we have to be there to answer questions orally. My father-in-law was there. So guys, it was not an easy process. It was not a cheap process, but it's all worth it, because finally we get the decision, and I have the paperworks, and the judge even ordered that the fees be paid back to me. And finally, guys, I can be here to look after my husband, make sure that he'll get all the care and the medications that he needs for him to go back to the normal him, which is a happy. He might sound happy at times, but just this morning, even just walking around town, he feels so stressed and he will just melt down. It's really, really, really on my part, it concerns me a lot. And I thank really God for this, and I know that a lot of my friends and family has prayed with us, and I thank you so much. Even I thank my family and all the people who has helped us in this entire process, especially my solicitor. If you know anyone that is going through a different immigration issue that needs help and needs an honest and a good solicitor, let me know. I will put his link down in the description below. He's really good. He's not about your money. He's about helping you. He will even help you without giving any centavo to him yet, or giving him any penny yet. So yeah, let me know if you need anything. I will give you his contact number. And I just want to encourage every one of you out there. You might be not in a situation like me that is battling against visa. You may be having a different situation. You may be a single mom. You may be a couple as well, or you may be a daughter or a son. You may be anyone that is going through a difficult or a tough time. I tell you guys, we have been through hell and back. With every situation, we held hands. We just trusted each other, and we trusted God will help us to get through us in every situation. And we did, guys. There is still a lot of things that's gonna happen, but this is one battle that we have become victorious, and we thank God for this. And I want to encourage you to not give up and to not lose hope, because there's nothing impossible with God. So I thank you guys for listening to my testimony and to my great news today. And yes, I finally can have my peace of mind and can move forward to the next chapter of our life. Thank you so much, guys, for listening, and I hope you enjoyed this video. And don't forget to give me a like, and don't forget to continue to help us grow this channel, because this will help me also help others and help my husband in his medical issues. God bless you guys. I love you so much.